Establishing systems is 100% necessary for any business to grow, even if you don't plan to scale, but this is especially important if you are some sort of coach. If you don't establish systems as an entrepreneur, then you will constantly be working in your business instead of on your business. In other words, you are going to be spending all of your time making sure you are doing all the tasks that need to get done for the business to just stay afloat, instead of perfecting those operations and seeing how you can do them better and faster, as well as projecting out ways that you can meet your customers' needs in the future. So today I want to share with you a few of the workflow systems that I have in my businesses that help me ensure that I'm focused on the right things and that I stay in CEO mode and not coach mode or creator mode or worker bee mode. I'm a coach and I create content and I do a lot of the work that is in my businesses, but before I do any of those things, I need to know how those things are developing and furthering my businesses. So let's get started. First of all, I know myself very well. I know that morning times are the best times for me to get stuff done for my businesses. Therefore, I've scheduled blocks of time for me to do the things that are actually going to move my business forward, not just keep it afloat during the morning. So for example, Saturday mornings, I write 2 newsletters. And this is because I have 2 businesses that do coaching, the Manifold Mind and the Manifold Marketplace. And this is because I have 2 YouTube channels, one for each of those businesses. This means that I'm producing a minimum of 2 videos every single week for each of my channels. But I found a way to streamline the things that need to get done in my businesses so that I can focus on the things that I should be doing as the visionary for where my businesses are headed. So Saturday morning, I write these 2 newsletters. I will not only send these out to my mailing list for each of these businesses, but I turn those newsletters essentially into the script of my YouTube channel videos. So this video that I'm doing right now today for you, it was first a newsletter that went out to my mailing list subscribers. So after I write the newsletter, I use it as a script and I film my videos. Then I upload my videos into Google Drive where my video editors can access them, edit them, and then re-upload them back into the folder once they're edited. Then I upload my newsletter/video script into my Monday workflow. I use Monday, it's kind of like Asana, and this helps me keep organized with my assistant Sarah, as well as my social media managers and video editors. In Monday, everybody knows their job now. My social media managers are alerted that I have uploaded my script. They can start using that content to create graphics for my social media accounts. My assistant will take that script and format it and then upload it into a newsletter in my mailing list, and then she schedules this to be sent out every Monday morning. So do you see how I just took one piece of content, which was the newsletter, and I turned that into essentially 100 pieces of content, and sometimes it's been even more than that, depending on how many reels we can get. Because once my long form YouTube video is done being edited, my social media managers go in there and chop it up to as many 30 to 60 second videos as they can, which I then schedule both on YouTube for shorts and Instagram for reels. By using Google Drive and Monday, just these 2 things, I'm essentially able to see where everybody is in their assigned work. I can correct or reschedule content and assignments for my VAs directly in Monday, and this frees up a ton of time for me in terms of working on my business. I use Buffer to schedule my social media posts in advance, and this also allows me to see my Instagram grid ahead of time and make sure that I'm happy with the look of it. And again, I've outsourced all this work. I'm trying to be very intentional about the way that I use social media to engage my following, and so I've gotten away from just posting things just to post them, and I really ask myself, am I adding value to my audience? And if I'm not, then I'm not going to post it. So in other words, right now, I'm making sure that the content that I am spending time on it really connects with my audience. So I'm spending time reviewing the engagement on my accounts, the watch time minutes on my YouTube channels, because this is telling me what my audience likes and what they don't like. And again, if you don't know your audience, you can't give your audience what they want, and they will find somebody else who can do that. Businesses are all about meeting needs, and for me, having these systems of writing this newsletter, turning it into a YouTube video, this means that I get to spend more time seeing what works and what doesn't work because all the other things are outsourced from my plate. As a coach, I spent the first 4.5 years of my business doing one-on-one coaching, and I really recommend coaches don't skip this step. One-on-one coaching allows you to figure out what will work and what will not work in terms of your coaching style and the kind of client that you want to work with. It allows you to hone your skills as a coach so that you know where you need to improve and maybe where you just need to outsource that thing so that you can project who you hire next and that type of thing for scheduling ahead for your businesses. This year, I've really focused on expanding or scaling my business, and that means that I've stopped taking one-on-one clients. Instead, I have been able to spend essentially 4 hours a week having coaching calls, but helping so many more people than I was before when I was just taking one-on-one clients. I'm able to do this because I know my skills so well now, and I also know my clientele so well now. My point of telling you this is to remind you to not skip steps. It's easy to want to skip the one-on-one sessions and to just move into group coaching sessions, but I encourage you to not do that because you're missing out on data that can actually scale your business so much quicker if you would invest the time now and take one-on-one clients. A poverty mindset will have you focused on what you can get right now instead of how you can make your business the most sustainable and lasting. So I encourage you to invest now and to have the payoff come later. Something that keeps people working in their businesses and not on their businesses is their time is just being tied up in all of these various tasks that could easily be outsourced. This obviously leaves less time for you to invest in your business, and that would move it forward in a meaningful way. One of those things is doing interviews and collaborating with other people in your field or people who have a similar goal to you. I can't tell you how important it is to get in front of other people's audiences, but it will be difficult for you to do this if you don't have the time to research who's out there and who's doing similar things and who has a similar vision and mission to your companies, or who would be a good fit to have on your channel or your podcast so that you add greater value to your audience. This year, I've also blocked off an entire day for nothing but recording. On Wednesday, I don't do anything except record my YouTube videos, podcasts, and I interview with other people. Giving yourself space and intentional time to work on these things means that you reach in 1 or in 2 hours of doing an interview with somebody the amount of people that you could spend the entire year on your own social media platforms trying to engage with. Okay, so what am I doing with the rest of my time? I've essentially listed out to you between 7 and 8 hours of how I spend my time during the week right now. So what am I doing with the rest of it? Well, first of all, I'm living my life. I'm taking more vacations. I'm seeing my family, my friends who live in other states more often. But I'm also getting better at being a coach. I've hired business coaches, a performance coach. I'm spending time learning and analyzing my audience's point of view so that I can speak their language better and connect to them easier and faster. I'm investigating new tools for my company like Jasper AI, which helps me craft emails and captions for my social media posts much quicker. I'm seeing down the road what my audience needs are going to be, and I'm already planning content and creating trainings that will help address those problems now. I'm also developing different programs for my businesses. For example, I specialize in narcissistic abuse recovery, and I have a program that helps people break the trauma bond and recover from narcissistic abuse, guaranteed. And the reason that I can guarantee it is because I've spent so much time perfecting the steps that have to happen in order to have the result achieved. But what to do once somebody has been through such a traumatic experience and has healed from it? Most people feel called to use that experience in some way, but they aren't sure what that looks like. So right now, I'm in the process of teaching a pilot group that will make or train other narcissistic abuse recovery coaches. So that is something that I'm going to be able to introduce to my audience next year in 2023. My time right now is spent thinking of ways to move my businesses forward, not just this week, but over the course of years. I want my businesses to continuously add value to my clients and to the global community. That means that I need to be thinking bigger, and my vision and skill set need to expand so that I can achieve these goals and have the type of impact that I'm looking to have. All of this is impossible if I do not perfect this system. My goal of doing this video is to show you that it's not just enough to evaluate whether or not the task you are doing is having the outcome that you want, but it's also important to see if the way you are completing that task is sustainable. And if it isn't, you need to start putting a system in place and start perfecting the system as opposed to the task. Systems allow you to free up your time so that you can actually enjoy your life and your businesses. Entrepreneurship is hard enough. You don't need to make it harder by not investing in the right systems and learning how to improve the system as opposed to the task. Even if you aren't a coach, I hope that this video has helped you understand a little bit better the principles of why you would have systems in place, and maybe it's gotten you to think about what systems could be in place to serve you and your family a little bit better. When you are happy and you are confident and comfortable in the way that your business is running, it allows you to show up 100% for your clients and customers. This means repeat business and free advertising by word of mouth. Systems aren't just something that you do to make your life better or your employees' work easier. It's something that you do to ensure your customers have the best experience possible. And if you're looking for more information on how to turn your newsletter into a script for YouTube and start a YouTube channel, then I want you to check out this video next.